Welcome back. We are on 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. I'm here with NKATHA Mwenda. She is the chairperson of the Graceful Youth Recovery Center. She's battled with alcoholism. She's winning. She's talking about it. It's very rare. And we are talking about why you should quit alcohol. Not tomorrow. Today. Today. So you were telling me something, you were telling me about the frustrations that you have with regulation in this country.
Exactly. Oh, we have an act of parliament that, guides what should happen, and there's restriction when it comes to the age of use. And so for me, I feel there's other ways, even without going to parliament, that the law, policies can be added to, say by the Minister of Interior or who's responsible for that. And things like if the age of use is 18 and above, then why are we exposing 18 and below children to the advertising, the glamorous advertisements on the billboards on the road, on social media? I feel like we need to restrict these children from seeing this. You'll see most alcohol companies say, do not share with. This is the beautiful advertisements. They have nice advertisements. They tell you that drinking excessively is harmful to your health. That has to be changed. Drinking any amount of alcohol is harmful to your health. It can cause cancer and all. Number two, they say, do not share with anyone under the age of 18. Social media is youth. Social media is kids. If the largest telco has already made an app for mobile money, which the children below 18 can access with the permission of a parent, what are we talking about? You cannot say these kids will not watch the advertisements. So number one, regulation, we have to restrict this advertisement.
And it's many things, because you feel like, you're not serious. You just talked about that, and I just thought, if you called many of the wines and spirits, outlets, a lot of them have got delivery right here in Nairobi. And do you know they'll never ask?
They will never.
Who's calling for delivery? So even a child,
yes, and that's how they're drinking the booze.
Can call and M-Pesa and get a delivery.
And that's now the regulation. We're saying we need to look deeply into these issues. Number one, regulate the advertisements. Those are luring the youth and are encouraging the addicts. Do you know, people who are addicted or are alcoholics or are substance use dependent, every day they wish to stop. But there's always going to be something that triggers them to sink deep in. But remember, these are just substances. We have not, an addiction means they are going through some certain challenges they need to address. And that's also something I had to face reality. What was causing my pain? And it is through that recovery that now, I don't use alcohol to cope. But many people have mental health challenges or have gone through pain or trauma, and they're using the substances to cope. So even as we are bashing and telling these alcohol manufacturers and substance producers, etc., then they're just taking advantage, because there is no regulation when it comes to the fact that they are aggressively marketing a harmful product. I was telling you earlier in Ghana, and I wish Kenya can adopt that. In Ghana, in 2015, they passed laws to say no known personality, celebrity, influencer can market harmful products. So they cannot make money from the alcohol barons, can I use that word, or those people from alcohol cigarettes. They should do that here in Kenya, because today in Kenya, you'll find people who started out with for an audience who are family oriented. Over the years, just go back and check most of those influencers. They're either marketing a beer, a whiskey.
You remember there was something about a Tanzanian gospel singer who had one of our songs,
Yes.
It was, the chorus was taken for an alcoholic, advertisement, and people were just, horrified.
How do you let that happen?
But you see the amount of money that goes into that is just obscene.
It's obscene. And I'll tell you, there are many people who have different diverse content who have been approached by most of these companies, and they've said no. Imagine saying no to millions, but why are they saying no to the gambling and no to the alcohol? Because they know it is eroding the family fabric.
Yeah.
It is breaking homes. We're talking about what are the side effects of this toxic, substance.
Yeah, there's definitely a need for...
So for me, we are addressing those in government. We are asking you to come up with campaigns that are highlighting the harm, you know.
Yeah.
And then...
Because they have a role.
Yeah,
they can clamp down on, you know, actually exactly what hours bars start and close. We have both of the laws, but are they enforced?
And that's why it goes back to law enforcement.
Law enforcement, yeah. They can come up with identifying who exactly is buying, because...
But we know we know who are the owners. We know who. Even
they can make it hard. You know, I was telling you one of the things
they know
would
the
like
owners. Imagine I'm the owner of this club, and I'm the law enforcer.
Yeah. What I would really like to see personally,
you know,
is I would really like to see a bar punished for letting out someone who was drunk.
And those are policies.
Because, you know, at the gate there, you can have a watchman, security guard.
With an
You're too drunk. You're too drunk, don't drive out.
Yeah.
Come for your car tomorrow. It's also caring for your customers, because see, you need them alive, Kesho, to come and buy.
I'm very passionate about drunk driving, because I did drive when I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I have had serious accidents. And I endangered the public. You see, now that's what happens with the substance. You're no longer a menace to yourself, but you're risking the lives of those around you.
True.
So, like you're saying, you have to penalize, and even hefty penalizing for drunk driving. You have to penalize those people who are selling alcohol to people who can barely walk.
True.
I mean,
at an accident scene, I always ask myself, so somebody was driving, they caused an accident, somebody died. I'd like to know, where did they come from? Yeah. We should not just say, oh, they were drinking. They're drinking somewhere.
Those are the regulations.
Let's go to that somewhere.
Those are the regulations.
Those are the guys we should start dealing with. And if we deal with a few of them, maybe we can clamp down, because every drunk driver
came
from somewhere.
Yeah, and even if they were drinking at home.
Yes.
Now, you know, that's tricky, but they are always coming from somewhere.
Very few of them are from home, actually speaking. When you look at, you hear they were partying at this place, or they were partying at XY, or he went through several bars throughout the night. The truth of the matter is, those that came from home are very few. Because most of the times, if you're so drunk at home, you end up blacking out right there. True. You're home.
And you know, as you've spoken, you know, I was speaking to a certain senior counsel. You know, just being, when I started speaking in March, April, doors have opened. It's people who will hear me in a church, and they hear the testimony. I'm a nutritionist by profession, 15 years, so I do nutrition talks. And every meeting I'll go, we'll do a nutrition talk about healthy living, and that's even how we talk about alcohol and everything, but I'll share my testimony later, and people will be drawn to the story, and that's how I've been able to share my story on different platforms. And I've gone to different meetings all over the country, even to Uganda. But I remember at one, I have met different kinds of people, different walks, just like I met you at a function. And I've met lawyers who are legislators, and they're saying, you know what, the best way to do is to have public outcry, where the public is fed up with the accidents, public is fed up with access of this alcohol easily, where now there is an uprising. Uprising. It's not only the third generation drinks that is causing harm. That one is worse because it's cheap and it's being accessed down there for 100 bob. There's one lady, because I work a lot with the women uko kwa vijiji, and there's a lady who tells me, oh, yesterday I was brought for, it is 100 bob, but my friend brought 2. But me sijui nini happened. I don't know what happened. By the time I'm done with the first one, I'd already blacked out. Why are you drinking in the first place? And you know, this third generation is more toxic because it's higher levels, and it's not regulated because you're not quite sure what that really formulation is. Yeah. But alcohol is alcohol. It is a toxic substance with dependence properties. So the legalized one and the illicit one, all of them are harmful to us. So you just come up as an organization and just write a letter to the Minister of Interior and telling him, my friend, we are sick and tired of seeing these advertisements. Someone who used to tell us about babies today is telling us to drink responsibly. Get out. We don't want to see such kind of a vibe, because why are we crying out that people are drinking yet? We have allowed the same children who are still watching the content from these people telling us to drink responsibly. How? It's an irony. So we can come up. You're passionate about addictions and all.
Yeah.
We come up together, form an association. If NKATHA is unable to do that job, we walk, we look for Professor Kindiki, and we tell him, my friend, we don't have to go to Parliament and start changing laws. We can just make a humble request. Can you consider including this into the policy? And a restriction, can you restrict where the advertisements can be put? Can we restrict, like we're saying, the bartenders have to be responsible and the bar owners have to be responsible, serving or dispensing to underage and dispensing to those who are already drunk? Can we also restrict the marketing of their products to their bars? We don't want to see them on billboards on the highway. We don't want to see them on social media, because market that product where the user is going to use. Yeah, but more so, for me, mine is just a bit of action to also the manufacturers. There's the largest, one of the largest taxpayers in Kenya. The other day were telling us they sold alcohol worth 109 billion, meaning their profits was also in billions. And yes, Kenya loves them. They're the second largest taxpayer, so economy runs. But what are you doing knowing that you're selling a harmful products that cause addictions? What kitty or percentage have you put to assist in rehabilitation? Because my passion is those who cannot afford rehabilitation. People who are going to rehabs are presidents, are CSs, are people who, you know, have
Civil
that, can
servants.
afford that they have the money. They can
rehabs are
access.
not cheap.
They're not.
Yeah.
What about those people, uko, mashinani? Those are my concern. By the way, my God tells me my burden is for those who cannot afford.
Yeah.
Those who cannot come and speak or are so embarrassed and ashamed of what alcohol has done to them. Everyone keeps asking me, NKATHA, you drink, how? I say, God beautified me for this role so that I can be able to speak out of experience, but more be a voice on what change can be.
I hear you.
Of use for us.
And you're
because
doing a very good job with
hatuwezi kusema all every day ati alcohol is not good, alcohol is this. The president, you know, I admire my president, His Excellency William Ruto, and his stand on alcohol. In fact, one of his clips is one of the things I use all the time. Pombe sio mzuri. Nawaambia punguza ama acha. And that is a good mantra. I would want us
But we
to
gotta do more. I hear you.
A campaign just to advise that alcohol has lots of, it will cause your health. There's lots of cancers you expose your risk to, but what is the most practical? Your liver, you know, your liver gets damaged, your immunity is lowered, it is has dependency properties, so you become
and
dependent.
That's just your body, because there's also what's happening around you. Your relationships are getting spoiled, your bank account is getting depleted, your work
so we
ethic and abilities diminished.
Work,
it's a lot of things, you know,
and everything. And also, when it comes to now sustainable development goals, it interferes with the 14 out of 17. Because it will increase poverty. You know, if all your money is here,
actually, you know what?
It will
if you put
interfere
it
with
the big picture,
your health. You know, it will
which
productivity.
I see the government has the big picture of, you know, taxing everyone really and making sure they collect taxes. You won't get this thing if people are drunkards.
Exactly. So we need
we'll be going
a
nowhere.
Strong message.
Yes, we need to have more people sober, less people dependent, for us to have a truly growing economy. Otherwise, we will use the same economy to rehabilitate those that are already punished by the very drugs we're putting out under alcoholism. It will be a,
it's just a vicious cycle. It's a vicious, and it is a vicious cycle. So
I have to ask you before we go, because we only have 5 minutes.
Wow.
And there are people who are watching us who maybe have had, you know, a run-in with themselves in terms of, should I quit? And it's a new year. Quickly speak to somebody who's struggling on whether they should quit, or why they should quit, and why this year.
Okay.
Talk to them.
Yeah. Today is the day you need to say no to substances that cause more harm than good. they're affecting your body in terms of health. Alcohol will give you a high, but with lots of side effects. Why do you think you have that hangover? It's because you're dehydrated, it's damaging your cells, your brain and everything. Is it worth it? No. Number two, in terms of health-wise, you will become dependent on it as you continue to use it consecutively. So even if you have to drink, please just, I hope it can be a once in a while kind of thing, because when you take it every other day, your body will get used to it. And the day you try to stop, my friend, you will have challenges. Number three, you will automatically get addicted as you continue. And addiction is the worst kind of experience because you become a slave to that drink or that substance you were thinking you were taking for fun, but now it becomes your world. Yes, there's rehabilitation and all that, but you would rather avoid all these challenges that come with that drink that looks alluring. Yeah. And if you're struggling, we have a support group. On social media, you can look for Miss NKATHA MWENDA or Graceful Youth Recovery Center. We do have support groups whereby anyone who feels they have an issue with their drink, you have no control, it is something that you're fixated with, reach out to us. We'll be able to walk the journey with you. And because we are also part of an association where with over 250 rehabs in Kenya, we can be able to advise you which is the best rehab to go to, which is the best approach to your recovery. Because there are very many ways that you can be able to stop. Most of the time, you're not able to do it alone. But then do consider it for your sake and for your family, for your career. And also, when we talk about kids, I believe anyone even who's watching, maybe you know kids, either they're a relative or your own children. There's something called monkey see, monkey do. Children do not do what you say, they do what you do. So how are we going to be able to break the cycle of people taking substances? Is by you yourself stopping using in front of kids, or you just stopping using this alcohol. Because these children who end up being addicts, you'll find they were either exposed to alcohol before the age of 25 and they automatically ended up using when they become adults. So we are in control, we can be able to control. And finally, pray. For me, my recovery came through healing. One night I slept a drunkard. I woke up the next day with no desire to smoke or drink. And it is a dream I had. It was a scary dream. I don't know if it was that scary dream of seeing my death outside the local that snapped me back. But I do believe in divine intervention. And my recovery drew me to God. So I love Jesus, I love the Lord. And in any of the support groups where we do meetings, we always urge you to have a relationship with God because there's some things you cannot do on your own, like an addiction, deep-rooted addiction. You need the grace of God to get you out. But you're not alone. There's a lot of support. There are lots of organizations who are out there to support you as well. So reach out to us. We can start that journey.
Thank you.
For government, I just urge you, listen to us. Listen to us. Let's, be in partnership to make this a better place for us and even future generations. There has to be regulation. There has to be. I know we need the revenue, we need the income, but we have to put the alcohol manufacturers on check. They also have to be responsible. They have to be restricted on quite a number of things for us to have a healthy environment. Currently, we're in a toxic environment. What do you expect from toxicity? What you're seeing now. But if we're able to change that environment and all the key players, stakeholders are involved, then we'll find we'll be on the path of recovery, and we won't keep saying alcohol is an issue or blaming alcohol for doing crazy things, even as a person, holding high offices, amongst other things. We've had alcohol being blamed for everything. We have to be responsible.
I hear you.
Yeah, we have to be
Thank you
responsible.
so much, Katha, for
Yeah.
coming. I wish we had more time, but
Yes.
we will do this again. Because,
Yes.
then unfortunately, this doesn't stop with one conversation.
No, it doesn't. These are conversations you have.
We have to keep having them. We have to keep talking to people. We have to keep...
And encouraging them.
Yeah.
Breaking the stigma just means, hey, I have an experience. I was once ashamed, but now I'm not, because I understand what that was.
Yeah.
So don't be in your cocoon, because people are committing suicide.
True, true.
People are hopeless. Yeah?
Yeah.
But now we are saying, we are addressing all these issues, and they are a matter of concern.
They are. And we keep talking.
And we can be better.
We have to let it go there.
Yeah.
But we'll do this again.
Thank
NKATHA
you.
MWENDA.
Thank you. That hour has gone so fast.
It has gone so fast.
Yeah.
People come and ask me all the time, oh, what will I say for 1 hour? And then we end up here.
Where? Yeah.
NKATHA MWENDA chairperson, she is from the Graceful Youth Recovery Center. You can find them on their social media pages. You're at Miss Katha
MWENDA.
And of course, you can find Miss Katha MWENDA and also Graceful Youth Recovery Center. They can help you get help so that this year you can break the chain.
Yeah.
God bless you. Good day.